So yeah, as Claire said at the start of the session, there are sort of two main avenues for collecting data in our project. The first one is going to be our dedicated surveyors. So they are the surveyors who have a little bit of survey experience, and they might have a little bit of experience identifying grassland fungi. And they'll be attending training sessions where they will build a little bit on those skills and become more confident identifying these species in the field. And the idea is that those volunteers will go forward surveying certain sites consistently. So as Steve was saying, single surveys can sometimes only pick up a very small amount of what's present. It depends on the conditions of that year. So we want these volunteers to go out and repeatedly survey sites that we've identified. But the other way that we need to collect data for this project is on a sort of wider scale. So that's where the WaxCap app, or just WaxCap, comes in. So we would love for everybody, as many people as possible, to get involved in using this app to visit sites and record WaxCap and associated grassland fungi. So this will be on a casual basis. You don't have to sign up to any particular number of sites or any particular, location. Maybe you're out on an autumnal walk and you see some grassland fungi that might be of interest to the project, or maybe you know a site near to you that you're really interested in. So it's a really accessible way to get involved in the project. And the records that we collect through this app are going to be integral to the project, because we can look at the results of your surveys and use them to target our dedicated surveyors. So there's absolutely no experience necessary. The app essentially gets you to record the colour of the WaxCap fungi that you see. So you don't need to be able to identify them down to species level. And this app, I'll just point out here that this was a collaboration with Plant Life. So they launched WaxCap Watch, which was a project that they've done over the past few years, and they developed this survey for that project. And they have very kindly been working with us and adapting it for our project. So a big thank you to Mary Grace and Beth at Plant Life for all the work they've done with us getting this set up. So this app you can actually use, well, the survey itself can be used in browser, so on your computer or laptop, or through a smartphone app. So the browser version will be linked on our webpage. So this is the webpage that we'll be using for the WaxCap project. It's in the works a little bit at the moment. Most of the content is up there already, but we'll be adding to that as the project progresses. So you can find the browser version of the survey on our website. And I'll go through the survey in a moment, but I'm just going to cover what you need to do to get the survey on your phone. There we go. So there are two ways to download the survey. Obviously, having it on your smartphone is really great for when you are out and about. We would recommend that you do the setup before you head out. The initial downloading of the survey can take a little bit of time, so we'd recommend that you do that on your Wi-Fi connection. But essentially, it's very easy to do. So to get the survey, you will need an app to run it from, and this is called Survey 123. So you can get this for free from the Apple Store or on Google Play. The little logo in the top right-hand corner is the logo of the app that you'll be looking for. It's an ArcGIS app. There will be a QR code on our website. All you have to do is use a QR code reader on your phone, scan the QR code, and it will show this first image here. You click open in the Survey 123 field app, and it will get you here. So this is the front end of the app. And then you select continue without signing in. So for any of this, you don't need an email address, you don't need a password, you don't need to sign up in any way, you can just continue. And then the survey will start to download. And it'll look a bit like this third image, and then eventually you'll see the survey available for you to use. And to begin the survey, you'd simply click that in the app, and it will bring up the survey to fill out. The alternative version that you can use is very similar. So again, you will download the Survey 123 app. You will open the app and select continue without signing in, which is down here at the bottom. And then when you open it up, it will tell you that you don't have any surveys downloaded. If you look near the search bar at the top right-hand corner, you'll see the QR code little button. And if you select that, it will open up a QR code reader. So if you don't already have one on your phone, or if your phone doesn't automatically, via its camera, scan a QR code, you can use this here. And again, it will start to download the survey and you will have it available in your app. Don't worry too much if this is sort of going over your head. There will be instructions on the website, a PDF guide for frequently asked questions, and we'll also be on hand to help if anyone has any issues. So that is how you will get the survey onto your phone. So at this point, I'm going to run through just a little live demo we're going to try of the survey itself, so I can show you the sort of information you'll enter and how you use it. So this here is the browser version of the survey. The version in your smartphone app will be almost identical to this. So this is the browser version. We've got the welcome page just here, which tells you a little bit about the project, a little bit about why we're doing it, a little bit about data protection and submission of data, and then some useful links at the bottom here as well for NEYEDC and plant life. So you move on to the next section, and this is going to be about yourself. I will fill a little bit in just so we can get to the next section. Here, if you've already signed up to our mailing list, which will be on the website, you don't need to enter your email address again here. This is just for if you're interested in keeping in touch with the project, which we hope you will, but you don't need to submit this twice. And then the next section is going to be you telling the survey about the kind of area that you're in. So about the area, its management, and what you can tell about the site based on your observations. So you can see there's lots of different options: cemetery, churchyards, dunes, heathland, all sorts. So for the sake of this example, I'll say amenity grassland, and it'll ask you what sort you're in, area name. I'm going to use a park which is near me in Sheffield, and you can scroll on the app to find your location, which should appear very close to here. There we go. So this is Ponderosa. So if I'm surveying here, I can just click and it will automatically mark the lat and long and the location of where my survey is taking place. I then select, is it my first survey in this area this season or not? If you select no, it will get you to just say how many times you've done this site, but we'll go with yes. Again, public or private. If you go private, it will ask you a little bit about who owns the land and land permissions and that sort of thing. Then a little bit more observation based, they're going to be asking you how much moss cover there is. So we'll enter here. And also if there's any woody shrubs or bramble in the area, that can give us an indication of what type of site it is and sometimes the quality of the site as well. Then there's also a few questions on management. So are there animals grazing? We'll say no. You can also select don't know if you don't have any of this information. I know this site gets mown, but I don't know where the cuttings go. So down here, there's a little bit of free text in case there's anything else you'd like to add. And it prompts you to upload some pictures, which can be really useful. Obviously, if you're on the browser version, you can use this and upload from your computer. If you're on the app, you can get the app should have permission to link to your camera. You can click here on the app on your smartphone, take some photos, and they will upload to the survey. So it's giving you some indication of what it would like out of the photos. And then the next section is the actual survey itself. So essentially at this point, you're going to be walking around the site, keeping an eye out for Waxcaps, other associated fungi, and select which are present. So like I said, this doesn't require you to know the species to species name. It's essentially relying on colour to determine what sort of groups of species are present. So all you need to do is go through and select yes and no for which species are present in your area, or which groups of species are present in your area. Certain ones, such as this, will get you to submit an extra photo for verification. These are for certain species or groups that are quite important indicators, so sometimes it might prompt you to upload an extra photo. But we'll go through and we can select, and they appear, we can select what's present in our site. We've got the Waxcaps, as you can see, we've got lots of different colours there. And then it also has a section for other grassland fungi. So some of the ones that Steve was talking about, we've got the corals. Let's say we've got a coral in here as well. And the earth tongues as well. And when you get to the bottom, it will give you a site score. So this will give you an indication of how your site is looking. So here we've got a site score of 8, and that's suggesting that it's an interesting site and might be worth a closer look. So this is really where this feeds into our wider surveying work with our surveys will be going out repeatedly to sites. We can use the data that you collect to guide our further surveying and our more targeted surveying. But just a note that even if your site score is low, please do still submit your results. It's still all really important data. And then to finish up, you've just got a couple of questions about feedback, your experience of the survey, what your experience is previously with plant and fungi surveys, and just anything else that you want to add or communicate to the team. And then at the bottom, you can just submit your survey there. So we would love as many people as possible to do this. As you can see, it's quite user-friendly, no experience needed, but that provides us with really valuable data. We also have a really great tool, again, developed by Plant Life, which can help visualize this data. And this is our interactive map for the project. Now, this will be on our website. It will be integrated into the web page, but I'm going to show you this browser version just here. So this is an interactive map which shows all of the sites that have been surveyed so far. So this is what it will look like. At the moment, obviously, we don't have any survey records in from our project, but there are a couple of other layers in this map at the moment. We've got Plant Life survey results from their 2 previous years of their WaxCap Watch survey. And this just gives an indication of what our survey results will look like as well. So you can scroll in and out on this map. This is cut to the Yorkshire area. And you can see that the sites are either red, orange or green. On the right-hand side, we've got this little legend key, the 3 lines at the side. And if you click that, it will show you the legend and the key for this map. So the high scoring sites are in green, moderate in orange and low scoring in red. And when our results come in from the surveys, ours will be squares. And then the 2 previous Plant Life layers are circles and diamonds. So if we select, say, this site here, on the left-hand side, it brings up the pictures that have been taken of the site, and it also gives you some information on its score, whether it was public land or private land, what sort of grassland it was. And it also gives you an idea of what was found there as well. So this is really useful. It's interesting as well just to have a look at. It can maybe help you try and find some new sites to survey. And of course, all of your data that you collect will come onto this map. I believe it will be in as real time as possible. So shouldn't have to wait very long to see your survey results on this map. And it's this map and this data that's really going to help us target that surveying of some sites that could be really, really valuable for, you know, the conservation of these really important habitats. So that is where your data will end up, and it's just a really nice way to visualize like your contribution to the project as well.